Lamar is out for revenge, Meech and Terry have to skedaddle, and Charles actually surprises us. We're talking BMF Season 2, Episode 4, Running on E. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all, so this episode is going to start right where the last one left off, and that's with your boy Meech in the hospital fighting for his life, and Lamar is out here at the hospital trying to get at Meech. Like, he is not going to let this go. He is in a body bag, got in the hospital in scrubs, and is pretending to be a hospital worker so that he can go and take care of Meech and finish him off. But good thing Terry is thinking. Terry is like, we got to get you out of here before this crazy Joker comes back to get you, and he was absolutely right. So they get Meech out of there before Lamar can get there. So your boy Meech lives to see another day. So Meech is going to end up at his girl Lori's house trying to recuperate there. And Terry's going to know that someone needs to step up for Meech because Meech has obligations. He has things that he has to do for BMF. And with him being down, he's not going to be able to do it. So he tells him that he'll handle things while he is down. And B. Mickey is just standing there looking crazy. Like, I thought I was your number two. And I'm just thinking to myself, bro, like, literally, you are not number two material. Like, you never have been. You're a great foot soldier and all that good stuff. But you are not a number two type of cat. Like, a number two person needs to be able to think quick on their feet. They need to be able to lead, and he is just not a leader. He has to be able to get people to follow him, and that is just not the qualities that B. Mickey possess. I'm sorry. So meanwhile, Terry is going to go and see Markeisha so he can try to get a meet with Boom. Now, keeping it real, that is not what Meech told him to do. Meech told him to go and see Pat, but he thought going to see Pat was a bad idea. Plus, we all know that Pat is all dried out. I mean, he barely had any weight before, and now in a drought, I doubt if he really has any real weight to move. But regardless of the situation, Terry thought that this was the best move, so this is what he did. So of course, Markeisha is going to think that he was using her all along trying to get to Boom, but we all know that that's not the case. Terry really has stepped out of the game, but when his brother needs him, he's going to be there for him, and he's going to have his back, and that's what he's trying to do. So she's going to tell him where Boom is going to be, and of course, he's going to show up, he's going to talk to Boom, and he's going to end up talking him into giving him the work. Now, meanwhile, Detective Jen has called Meech in to identify who his shooter was. Now, she has Lamar sitting right there all locked up. So turns out they found your boy Lamar because he's there. And of course, he and Meech are looking at each other like they just want to tear each other apart. But you know, Meech is not going to snitch, and Lamar is not going to say anything either. So I don't know what exactly they thought they were going to accomplish from this, or what Detective Jen thought they were going to accomplish from this. But like she said, she tried. Now, these two are going to continue to go back and forth using all this cryptic talk, and eventually Meech ends up leaving because he ain't got nothing else to say. And since they don't have anything to hold Lamar on, they're going to have to let him go as well. Now, y'all, I'm just going to keep it 100 with y'all. So in the next scene, you're going to see Lamar trying to have relations with this chick, the same one that he was having sex with in the bathroom. Now, I just don't understand for the life of me why she wants to sleep with him with this gut bag on him. I mean, that's literally bile. Like, I would not want to be sleeping with somebody when they got bile on them. I'm just like, girl, you must be really hard up. But at the same time, this is the same chick that's out here sleeping with him in the bathroom. Now, we are going to find out a little bit of interesting information that she is actually someone who worked at the mental facility that he was in, and that's how they actually met each other. So I thought that was interesting, but yeah, that's just gross, girl. So anyway, Lamar basically can't get it up, so they can't do anything anyway. He ends up leaving. Now, we are going to move on to the church where the pastor is going to be asking for prayers for Meech. And of course, people are going to start walking out and stuff like that. And I'm just like, boy, I tell you, you go to church and everybody up in that mug just think that they have, you know, no sins at all. Like, their sins are so much less than anybody else's. It's just crazy ridiculous. And Lucille has to go off on everybody, and I'm not even mad at her because she just lets it be known, and she starts spilling out everybody's stuff. Like, I prayed for you, I prayed for you, I prayed for you, and all of these situations sound like they were some jacked up situations, and I was just like, listen, it is what it is. She telling the truth. Like, pray for people and move on. Like, don't be so judgmental. So anyway, y'all, that happens, and she's visibly upset, and she tells Charles, like, look, I need to go. And so Charles is like, I gotta put some stuff up or whatever. Just go ahead and go to the car, and I'll get such and such to take me home. Can't remember the name, y'all. So anyway, she leaves for like a second, and then this lady, the one that Pastor Swift was looking at on last week, y'all, she's talking to Charles, and she's telling him how good of a man he is. And, you know, she's trying to comfort him or whatever, but she's just a little too touchy-feely for me, and I guess for Lucille too, because Lucille walks back up and says, Charles, let's go. And all Charles can do is go at this point. Like, Charles, you ain't crazy. Okay, y'all, so I do just want to double back for one moment, because when Charles was talking to the young lady, he does tell her that if Meech wasn't his son, he probably would have walked out the same way those other people did. So I did find that very, very interesting that he would say that. Now, meanwhile, Meech is going to be talking to Mo, and she is going to remind him that she tried to warn him that Lamar wasn't dead, and she did. I mean, she tried to call him, but he wasn't near his phone. Now, he's going to tell her that she needs to take the kids to her mom's house, and she doesn't really want to do that, but he's like, look, you got to do this. Now, meanwhile, Detective Jen and Detective Brian are doing a stakeout of Terry's business, trying to figure out if Terry has anything to do with Meech's business, just trying to figure out what in the world is going on. So they're out there looking, taking pictures, and they're also following Terry. Now, Terry is going to be doing business as usual. He's going to be picking up customers, so they're not really going to see anything. But we are going to see that when he gets to one drop-off, Boom is going to be there with the product. So Terry came up with a very clever idea in order to pick up the product. Now, he's going to get the product, take it back, and, you know, that's that. So anywho, y'all, the 12th Street boys are just not feeling everything that's going on right now. You know, they want to know where Meech is. I'm like, dang, bruh has gotten shot and y'all out here just acting a fool for real. Now, they don't really want to do what B. Mickey says. They don't want to listen to him. They don't really care what he has to say, because at the end of the day, B. Mickey is not someone that they see as a leader, and they just want to know where Meech is. So ironically, Meech is going to pop up. He's going to try to talk to him, but they just say that he just be talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just feel like he has the gift of gab and that's all he do. And it feels like these two just quit. They walk out and Meech is like, you know, whatever. So, you know, those are done. And next thing you know, we cut to a scene where Lamar is talking to his homeboy. You know, first he's looking in the mirror and you're just like, what in the world is going on? And then his friend, his family, I don't know who he is, his cousin, I don't know who this dude is. All I know is he the creepy dude that like them bodies. He likes to defile these people's bodies and he just be doing too much. The mortician guy, he tells him like, look, you got to figure out your ish. You got to figure out who you are. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you are Lamar the Beast Silas. You know what I'm saying? And you got to take back your ish. So next thing you know, Lamar is out here being Lamar, you know, and he done ambushed the big dude from the 12th Street boys, and he actually pours his bile on him. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, that was highly disrespectful, to be completely honest, because that was nasty as hell, but he did it. And then next thing you know, he go and get the other dude, the little pretty boy. I can't think of his name right now, but the pretty boy, the two that just quit. He go and get him, push him up in that mirror. They fighting in the bathroom. I mean, and next thing you know, old dude is dead. So Lamar is on one and he is ready to go. So you already know he about to come after Meech next. So meanwhile, Detective Jen and Brian are at the business again. They're still following Terry. They're still trying to find something out on him. Now they are going to see that he and Denise are there, and they're trying to figure out like what in the world is going on, because they know that they don't really deal with white people. And the fact that she is in this different car and she is driving off, not in the business car, but in a different car, this kind of, you know, raises their suspicions. And instead of them following Terry, they end up following her instead. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it, but earlier Terry had actually convinced Denise to go and take this drive and drop some stuff off. Now, whoever making these secret compartments just really need to do a better job at it, because honestly, like, Detective Bryant just found this way too quick and easy. So he's going to find the product. So of course, Denise is going to get arrested. She's going to end up calling Terry. She's not going to speak to Charles. She want to speak to Terry. And she's just like, I need you to come down here and tell them that this isn't my stuff. And I'm like, girl, you was on a phone actually saying this stuff. Okay, you doing too much. So Terry handles it pretty well and tells her to get a lawyer, and then he hangs up the phone. But at that moment, your boy Charles is starting to figure out that something is not right. And when he punches that wall, he tried to punch Terry, y'all, but he missed and he punched the wall. I'm just like, damn. But anyway, y'all, Lucille is not having it. She's just like, at least Meech has always been honest about his stuff. And at the end of the day, she is right. But Terry does say that he's trying to help his brother. And, you know, that's what brothers do. They try to help each other. I get that they may not like how this looks. It may not be pretty, but it is what it is. And Terry always has his brother's back, and Meech always has his back. So, you know, there's that. So anyway, Terry is going to have to let Meech know what's going on. And Meech is just like, this is not what I asked you to do. That is not what I told you to do. And then, of course, Terry's going to tell him why he did what he did and the choice that he made. And Meech is just like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of town. Like, the block is way too hot out here for us, you know, because old girl is more than likely probably going to flip, especially if she has a son. She has something to lose. She probably not going to be, you know, 100, you know, but I always felt like these two always have a plan and like they're always working an angle. So I feel like they are going to be able to do something to help Denise when it's all said and done. So anyway, they decide that they're going to leave. They're going to go to Atlanta. So they're going to say their goodbyes. Now, Terry, of course, is going to go talk to Markeisha because, you know, he really does like her. Like, he really cares about her a lot. They're going to end up having their moment together. And, you know, there's that. And then they're going to make it back to the house saying goodbye to their parents. And then Charles does something that I never really thought I would see him do. I mean, he gives them money. He said, because I know you probably gave them all your money, talking about the mother of their children. And he said, so he gave his children money instead and told them to watch out for each other, to make sure that they have each other's back. So anyway, y'all, I really liked the way that Charles handled this situation because regardless of the choices that his children have made, at this point, you really see the parent in him and you see the love that he has for them. And he's not looking at what they've done, what they did. He's looking at, I just want y'all to be safe and I want y'all to take care of each other. And that's it. So I thought that was a nice moment. So meanwhile, we are going to see that Detective Jen and Detective Brian have Denise kind of sitting on ice. They're just letting her sit there and kind of stew because they want her to be receptive to giving them the information that they need once they walk in there and talk to her. So, you know, it is what it is. So she's just kind of sitting there waiting to talk, and we don't know what she's going to do, if she's going to flip or not. So last but certainly not least is your boy Lamar is not ready to let this go. It looks like Meech and Terry are about to ride off into the sunset, get out of Dodge, get out of town. They're headed down south, and it looks like they're going to go with no issues. But of course, Lamar is right there waiting and ready because Lamar wants revenge. He wants to get at Meech, and he tries to ram them in the back. He tries to get them over to the side so that he can push them off the side of the road, but Terry's quick thinking and his driving skills helps them to get away, and your boy Lamar does not get Meech or Terry. So that's how that episode ends. Okay, y'all, so that's what's up with BMF Season 2, Episode 4, Running on E. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Do you think Denise is going to flip on Terry, or do you think something is going to happen that's going to end up saving your girl Denise so that she doesn't have to sell it? And what do you think about Lamar? Is this the end of Lamar? Will he come looking for Meech, or will this just be over? Meanwhile, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl's channel. And YouTube tells me that you might just like this video next, so go ahead and take a look at it. Until next time, guys, peace.